Welcome to FJ's Trader Ghoul Unexplored. This is a Halloween special, so happy Halloween to everybody out there. So sit back, have some candy, turn off the lights, maybe get a little spooky wooky, and we're gonna have some fun on this Halloween. Now, before I get into the main course, I wanted to go over a few of the dex entries from Scarlet and Violet that are a little bit creepy to me. So obviously you guys know the Bayonets and the Trevenants and the Phantoms and the Drifloons and the Frostlass. You know all that lore because the lore's been around for years. I feel like some people might not know about some of the lore in Gen 9, and there is some creepy stuff in Gen 9, starting with somebody you might not expect, and that's Mousehold. According to the Scarlet Pokedex entry for Mousehold, family of four specifically, it states that the two little ones just appeared one day. The group might be a family of related Pokemon, but nobody knows for sure. Which begs the question, where the hell did they come from? Is this an adoption thing? Did they materialize? There's a loving family and just nobody could real. What? Where did the two come from? Are they real? What's going on with the two? They just showed up. What? But why? But why? The next Pokemon is Knacklestack, the Salt Boy himself. The Scarlet Pokedex for Knacklestack states that this Pokemon dry cures its prey by spraying salt all over them. The curing process steals away all the water in the prey's body. Man, I don't know about you, but I would not want to be dry rubbed to death and have all the water sucked out of my body and turned into jerky. That sounds like a most least wanted way that anybody would want to die, at least in my opinion. The next is a two-parter, both Bramblin and Brambleghast, the tumbleweed Pokemon. Brambleghast dex entry in Scarlet states that a soul unable to move on to the afterlife was blown around by the wind until it got tangled up with dried grass and became a Pokemon. Damn, that really does actually suck. You're just trying to go to heaven. You're trying to get to the afterlife. You're trying to get through purgatory. Trying to whatever you believe the afterlife is. You just can't make it there. And suddenly, old Jimbo down the street is mowing his lawn, and your body, your soul gets caught up in the clippings, and now you're a Brambleghast. Man, that's messed up. That's messed up, Brambleghast. Excuse me, Bramblin. That's messed up, Bramblin. I feel for you, dog. Don't worry. Brambleghast's Scarlet Dex entry states it will open the branches of its head to envelop its prey. Once it absorbs all the life energy it needs, it expels the prey and discards it. Well, I can see why it's angry at the world because it was just trying to get to the afterlife and now it's a tumbleweed. And don't disrespect the tumbleweeds. But man, if you've seen a tumbleweed roll across the ground or like a mass of them out in the desert, those things will just they'll mess you up. They'll mess you up good. And I can't imagine a sentient one just sucking on my arm and like a lollipop and then just throwing me away when it's done. I get your angst and I get your anger at the world, Bramblin and Brambleghast. I understand. I feel you. But please don't suck my life energy out of your branches. Thank you. Finally, we have Poltergeist from the new DLC. This is the Scarlet Dex entry for the artisan form of Poltergeist. It sprinkles some of its powdery body onto food and drains the life force from those who so much as lick it. I'm pretty sure this is illegal in at least all 51 states and also illegal in all 51 countries of the world. Don't don't be poltergeist first off and essentially roofie people. Don't do it. You can't roofie people. It's illegal. It'll hurt them. It'll hurt you. You'll be seen as a pariah. Don't roofie people. But also, poltergeist. What are you doing? Chill. You don't gotta sprinkle your fairy dust to drain the life force. Just don't do it. That's messed up, dog. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna tinkle in this drinkle, and you're gonna, buckle at the knees. Like, you just can't do a poltergeist. It's creepy as hell. You're gonna get put on a list. You're gonna get put on a list, poltergeist. Don't do it. Don't do it. I can't stop you, but I'm telling you not to do it. Trust me. Don't do it. I feel like Mimikyu, while very popular, is an underappreciated Pokemon, especially from its lore standpoint. It's more than just a cute ghost cosplaying as Pikachu. And while it certainly is that, there's a little more to it than just longing to look like Pikachu so that people will like it. This part of Mimikyu's lore relates directly to the Bugle Naws. The Bugle Naws is a Breton myth about a kind and gentle fairy spirit, but it is so horrifyingly hideous that it is stuck being forever alone. Also, in Mimikyu's Pokedex entry and the anime, it's well documented that if you gaze upon its true form, you will either go mad or die. This is a staple of Lovecraftian and Eldritch monsters, who, if you end up seeing their true forms, will go insane or perish. Speaking of death, what's more scary than that? Kidnapping. And what's more scary than even that? Kidnapping children. And what's wild is that Hypno's lore doesn't even really specify that it kidnaps children. It just kidnaps everyone. It's an equal opportunity abductor. But thanks to Pokemon media, games, and the internet, it's kinda turned Hypno into this Amber Alert fiend. In the anime episode, Hypno's nap time, children end up going missing thanks to a drowsy and a Hypno being used to try to cure insomnia, but it accidentally just makes kids think that they're Pokemon. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, there's a side quest where you meet a little girl named Lostel who gets stuck in the woods because she's scared of her Hypno, and her dad asks the player character to help out. Finally, creepypastas like Hypno's Lullaby, in which, it kidnaps a child, are very prevalent on the internet, and thus perpetuates the notion that Hypno kidnaps children. Poor Hypno. I think Sableye has a very interesting origin to its designs that I'm not sure many people know about, but I guess they'll hear this again once I get to about episode 300 of this program. Sableye, though, is likely based on the Hopkinsville Goblin. On August 21st, 1955, in far west Kentucky, there was a claimed close encounter with an extraterrestrial being, aka alien. 5 adults and 7 children got to the Hopkinsville police station claiming that aliens from a spaceship were attacking their farmhouse and that they'd been holding them off for hours with gunfire. 4 hours to be exact. Because this is America, damn it. 4 officers, 5 state troopers, and 4 military officers were sent to the scene. They found nothing aside from mass evidence of gunfire. The very next day, a couple of neighbors told officers that the families had packed up and left after claiming the creatures had returned at 3:30 in the morning. Now, were these families scared? Clearly. But were they visited by aliens twice? Clearly not. Based on what the families told police about how these creatures looked, acted, and also how big they were, it became clear that a lot of misconceptions were being made, since, as it turned out, great horned owls are very much native to that area of Kentucky, and match all of the descriptors given to the officers and whatnot by the families to a T. Nonetheless, this incident gave us Sableye, and maybe there are little creepy goblins out there that actually got away with all of this. Haunter is my favorite ghost-type Pokemon, and in the Electric Tale of Pikachu, the manga, it is quite literally a being that has been preying on humans in Saffron City for years. Here's the story. This haunter is referred to as the Black Fog, and it kills its prey by stealing their souls using Dream Eater. After Sabrina is hospitalized after being attacked by the Black Fog, Ash and Brock are told that it also killed her Pokemon when she was younger, thus spurring Ash to want to defeat the Black Fog and free Sabrina. Ash, Brock, and the townspeople go to its lair after they made a large Pokeball specifically made to catch it. The townspeople all deal with a horde of Ghastly, while Ash and Brock, with Sabrina eventually joining her with her Abra, get the Haunter into the giant Pokeball. Once inside, the Pokeball explodes, though, freeing the Black Fog. They quickly realize that it used explosion to free itself, but in doing so, it also weakened itself. So much so that in the ensuing battle, a normal Ultra Ball would be capable of catching it. But as the Ultra Ball that Ash has thrown is about to hit it, the Black Fog uses self-destruct to commit suicide. Fully freed from Haunter's grasp, Sabrina helps Ash out of the now collapsing lair. She then lets him know that in ancient times, Pokemon were treated as gods, much like this Haunter, so that instead of being caught, it would rather not live at all anymore, and that's why the Black Fog used self-destruct.